bang, 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 bang. Quickly. Never shame. Intention. Right. It's like that. Yes.
What's up?
Illasophical.
What's good?
Bro, for the people who don't know Illasophical, it be one of the most intelligent niggas for America. Forget. Most intelligent niggas for America. This guy did part of it.
I have to watch it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, intelligent. Go. Intelligent.
Yeah.
Illasophical go viral 2 years ago. Yeah. Was it 2 years ago?
Nah, like
1 year.
A year ago on some major topic, you know? And yo, like when they say viral, like worldwide viral, bro. You know, so he's been on this platform before. Can't really enlighten and back whatever he talked about on that viral video. You know, and he go head to head with Shallyz as well. And today we have Shallyz too on the live. Shallyz, I sent you the request. You come or you fear?
What's good, L?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Good, man.
All right.
Yo, what part of the state you at? Which state you live in?
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh,
But I'm from Jersey, though.
Are you from Jersey?
Yeah.
I see that.
I mean, everybody knows Shallyz. You know, say Shallyz.
Yo, Shal, what up?
Hey, you know, senior intelligent Shal. What I say? She the back in terms with serious facts. Yeah.
Hey.
And today,
I'm really a lone soldier.
you're not really though. You're not really. I'm sure there are some people in there that they'll stand with you. You'll be fine. So yeah, few days ago, they passed the Anti-Lgbtq plus
you said who?
bill. Few days ago, they passed some bill for Ghana to legalize sentence where the LGBT they do, especially like people where they like to promote the LGBT, they want to do force LGBT on people and them since they criminalize them, but not done completely because now the president needs to assent it. But what they're doing now is just say the parliament agrees, say yeah, we should be against this bill. And me personally, I do agree with that. That yeah, it's good if pass that bill because a lot of the LGBTQ people don't know how to act. Sometimes they get out of line. You know, like say in the last 6 months, there's been like 3-4 sex tapes from gay people, you know, which even straight people don't leak their sex tapes like that. And about 2 of it was revenge porn. You got what I mean? So clearly they are not even happy with what they do. That's why they're able to release revenge porn against each other because they know it's embarrassing. You understand? But you see, the more they do that, the more they contaminate the youths, the minds of the youth. Because even straight porn is a bit bad. Not to talk about gay sex videos and shit running on people's phones. But yeah, me personally, I think they're too much. Like, they don't have composure. They're always in people's face and they like to force their stuff on people, And when you say something, they try to mute you or, try to cancel you and all that shit. That's bullying, but they don't want to be bullied. You understand? I feel they're too much. I don't stand with them. I feel that bill that they've passed will keep them under control. And I'm not sure they'll be seriously arresting people for doing anything or getting married or whatever, but at least that will keep them in check. You understand? So they don't, because in Africa, we, like, straight people hardly kiss in public. Do you know what I mean? But we know how the alphabet people, today I even came in, Illasophical, I can see my colors full representing the LGBTQ, they are too confident. They can even kiss in public. They could do all sorts of stuff in public. Meanwhile, even straight people in Africa hardly do that. You understand? So yeah, to me, I'm really happy they passed that to calm them down because they're too confident and it's too much. You know, we weren't raised like that. They needed that. You know.
So basically, you don't have a
I
problem
don't
with their
have a problem with them.
with the choices and
They're
then
just
like,
too much. If they were private with it, respect. But they're not private. They want to overdo. You know, they're quick. They're quick to twerk. They want to twerk. You know, we don't want to see no man twerk, but they, you know, they are them ones. They want to do stuff. You know, like it's long. I just can't stand it. You know, I just can't stand it. So yeah, that's my bit with against the LGBTQ. You
so
know,
okay. We'll move back shy in parts before we go to air.
but
Like,
Papa, what be your stand though?
Is it
yeah.
man talk, make woman talk, you know, not Ghana now.
No, Pope, because
No, Papa, I be
you
we
guys
will be the
are
host. We will be
creative.
the host,
Okay,
so we go talk
Yeah.
and then we go make the talk.
Personally, right, I believe in freedom,
Mm-hmm.
right? As in, like, I think that should be the goal of every individual alive, like, you know, freedom, you know, liberty, stuff like that. So anything that is sitting, like, let's say if something is preventing me, I mean, we have stages and levels in freedom, you know, like, you know, it's levels to, it's certain things like, you know, have to have some self discipline, some lines you don't cross, you know, certain things you don't do, like, it's all understandable. But then again, to this, I have a question to like the government first before like I even pass any judgment or whatever. What are their reasons and what are their, like, what is it that they're standing on to, like, stop all this in Ghana? Like, what is it? Is it culture? Is it that they don't like them? Like, what is it? Like, what are they standing on?
Basically, it's sponsored by religious leaders.
Okay.
And
Religious leaders from Ghana.
basically most of it, like a lot of religious leaders, like backed by religion a lot. So the Muslims are against it, the Christians are against it, and even the traditionalists are against it. You know. So yeah, basically it's more of
basically from a religious stand.
yeah, religious and cultural.
Can I come in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've seen a couple of comments like, "Oh, shout out LGBTQ and things." No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely straight.
Very good.
And I won't even necessarily say I have close aligned with the LGBTQ community either, right? So that's something we need to think about. But this is my issue. People have said, "Oh, they do it in Dubai." Dubai is an Islamic state. Ghana professes to be secular. And that is where my issue comes in. If you claim to be a secular state, no religious view of one group should take precedence over another group. Now, if we are looking at homosexuality, etc., LGBTQ in general, from a religious standpoint, and let's take, for example, Ghana said, we are a Christian state, right? Then we have fair ground. But we profess to be a secular state, and therefore, what are we using as the barometer to say, oh, it is bad? Because ultimately, a lot of people are also comparing it to like theft, rape, and all sorts of other things. All of these things are bad. And to be honest, I don't think these things are comparable, because with a homosexual person engaging in sexual activity with another homosexual person, if those two adults are of the age of consent, then they are able to do what they want to do. When does something become criminal? Well, it should become criminal, in my opinion, when it affects somebody else negatively. So let me give you an example. If, for example, you are grooming young children, and that's why I think there are boundaries to this. I don't think it's like, hey, everything flow. I think there are boundaries, right? But if, for example, you are grooming young children, that is an offense because the children are unable to give their consent. So tell me, why are we criminalizing, i.e., prison sentences of 3 to 5 years to adults making a consensual decision to do whatever they want to do, or to love each other, to sleep with each other, whatever? be the case. That's my first, like, I have multiple points, but that's my first, like, that's my main.
So, you know, Sha, I was even getting to the point of like what is the punishment? Like, what's the consequences that comes with it?
Now,
Like, let's
basically, 6 months to 3 years
all
is
right.
for married, the married ones,
Okay.
and like the people that engage in the sexual bit of it,
Okay.
and 3 to 5 is for the people that promote it.
All right.
Now,
So, but first, now let me ask you this. My phone, Sha. So, first,
Yeah.
why?
Right. Based on where we come from, you know, Christianity is big over there. Although,
Good.
yeah, they're saying whatever, but
All
Christianity
right.
is majority are Christians.
All right.
You understand? And even in the Bible, God set fire and also in Sodom and Gomorrah.
All right.
Basically,
Cool. All right.
yeah.
Don't even go
then
further,
we should
bro.
criminalize
Don't even go
fornication.
further.
What?
Do you know we have?
Then we should criminalize fornication.
Thank you. We have a lot. Now, first again, hear me out. There's
2
a lot
years.
of things that
But
we
2
do
years, 2 years,
You
2
just-
years.
in our country.
Fuck that! Fuck that!
That be true. That goes against the Bible. What are the measures? What are they doing towards that? What are they doing towards people that rape people? The rapists. What are they doing to the people that fornicate? The people that commit adultery? The people that steal?
But also,
the
even in terms of,
politicians.
even
Like what are
you know,
they doing? What are they doing? Are they really going hard on that to the point of even if you promote in it, you're going for family years? You said
3 to 5 years old.
that's crazy, bro.
It's real 6 months in jail, Ghana
That's crazy.
prison.
That's crazy, bro.
But
That
let's
shit don't make no sense, bro.
but back to my main thing is you have to be careful in the way we categorize these offenses, right? Or as these issues. And also we need to make a distinction. Some things, right, are socially unacceptable. Let me give you an example. Me, Shalom, in Pram Pram, fire. You even at the beach, you won't really catch me in a bikini, like some thong bikini then, because it's socially unacceptable. However, that is different from something being criminalized, as in you are now going to jail for it, or you can be prosecuted.
You're not going to jail for wearing a bikini at the beach.
You're not. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I'm just using it as an example.
I'm siding with
you.
you.
There's a difference between something being socially unacceptable,
right,
and something being a crime, as in it's 100%. Injurious to somebody else. That's the bit I'm concerned about. While we're on that, here is the second thing, and this is the thing that I think is insidious and a little bit scary. It is the promotion that if you are an ally or if you agree with them, you are also going to be prosecuted. This is scary.
That's a crazy part for us.
And do you know why that's scary, fire? Because today is LGBTQ, but what could it be tomorrow?
Nah, it stops there.
No, how?
That's where it stops.
Well, how do we know it stops there?
Shall listen. If 10 people gather, yeah, and out of this 10, 2 of them are LGBTQ and they start kissing, 8 people are not going to feel comfortable. But if 4 people amongst the 10, 4 straight ones start kissing, no one is going to worry. It's like, you know, it's not going to be tense. No one will feel awkward, like, compared to when 2 adults, gay people start kissing amongst 10 people. So 8 people, out of the 8, I don't like to, maybe 6 will be like, oh, Charlie, what's up? What you put to do? You understand? Which be typical. Because even with the tongue thing they talk, if you go beach where it be some year group or some church people, they go watch you some way.
Yeah. But once again, it's a preference, right? It's not like I can be criminalized for it.
No.
Because some people they might say, oh, their wife shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. Another person doesn't feel the same. Another person says, yo, their wife, look at Kanye. He said, Charlie, his wife can be complete.
But you know when you get naked,
yes, because it's clear that is clearly injurious to somebody. So, for example, if there's a really young child, for example, maybe we are exposing them to nude content.
Yeah,
fair enough, right?
Chicks be nudity. If you show the chicks, bum cheeks.
That's what I'm saying. Then we should criminalize. Like, if we are going to say, like Dubai has, it's like stated clearly, Islamic. We operate in Dubai laws, but also we have Sharia law, right? is the basis of the constitution. That's what people agree to. But if we are saying we are secular, we have traditionalists, we have Buddhists, we have Christians, we have Muslims, and we have atheists and non-believers, and we have people who believe that there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? Because ultimately, what is the basis for our saying that it is fundamentally humanly wrong?
They watch what the majority they say, because obviously even in parliament, majority voted against it. You got me.
But if the majority, so it's not a fair representation, because the majority in parliament are represented by straight males. So of course the opinion is all the same. It's like if I go to church and I take a consensus, everybody, 99% of the crowd is going to say,
yeah, but typically LGBT are minority everywhere. They are minority everywhere. So it doesn't even matter. They don't even have to be in a parliament to do anything. They're still going to lose in terms of census.
Parliament was never going to represent the views of LGBTQ people anyway.
Yes, but in general, LGBTQ are minority people. They are minority. They're not many. In every institution, in schools, wherever. You can never go to a school or a church or wherever and find more gay people than straight people. Never.
So that's what you say is even great. So is the threat as big as Ghana is making it? Because when I saw the bill, my first thought was, wow. Meanwhile, people, remember I sent you a picture. 70% of people are drinking water that has feces in it. So it's like the priority list is a bit skewed. It's like someone is benefiting somewhere. And I'm not saying, let me just point something out as well. I really disagree with the West coming to Ghana and saying, oh, if you guys do not change LGBTQ laws, then we are not going to give you aid, right? When it comes to Tide aid, I am on your side completely. Reject it, because you're not going to bind us based on your. So with that, I'm in agreement. I'm like, don't force your opinions on us because of poverty. But when it comes to the ideology itself, what is the foundation for this idea? That's what my concern is. And why are we forcing religious views if Ghana is secular?
All right, Sha, listen, even over here, because it's allowed, lately they are forcing it on kids in schools. You know this.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah. So, if they are allowed in Ghana, they might do worse. Because even over here, it's been allowed for a long time. So now, now they're forcing on people. Like,
But I see, if they're really basing it just based off religion, religious, Bible, biblical, whatever be the case, it's kind of coming off a little bit hypocritical. You understand? Because it's like there's a lot of things that people don't abide in the Bible, in the law, in the in religious ways. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
but you see, it's levels to the sins. You understand?
I don't think it's levels to sins, bro.
Bro,
I don't personally.
By the way,
let me jump in there real quick, bro, because I got to roll out a little bit. Can I respond to to what Shelly said? Yeah. First of all, how y'all doing? Hope everything is out. But I think it's a lot of conversations happening at once. I think on one hand, it can be a overkill when you imprison somebody, but it's not about religion. This is about culture. See, religions are based on the mimicking of a person's behavior. So if a person does something real well, right? Say if it's a martial artist, he makes up his own style and he mastered that. Now everything is patterned after his style, and they'll call it drunken style or tiger style. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you have to be that all the time. It's like we have a culture, and once somebody mastered it, they call it something. So they call it Islam, they call it Christianity, but it's just our natural behavior. That's why they say Islam is the nature of black people. Islam means peace. Jesus was the Prince of Peace. Ethiopian Coptic say Shalom. They say salam, which means peace. The Jews say shalom, which means peace, peace is the tide that binds all religions, and peace goes beyond religion. And the ultimate people of peace who had a certain behavior that was in line with nature was the African. That's why they're against it. Now, the fact that they're going so above and beyond it, I understand that, but they don't have to have any type of Islamic law to prevent it. All these if you really understand the true nature of a lot of religions, they're just the nature of the original man and woman in our natural setting. And then after we fell, we had to learn who we are again through different trains of thoughts like Islam or Christianity. But who you truly are is who you truly are. Those things are just a reminder. So, and what that thing is a being that's in line with natural phenomenon. Our African history is based on a cosmology between man and woman. So that culture, and I got gay people that I know that's in my family that I got love for and all that. So it's not about knocking them. We got to understand we're dealing with Africa. We got to know our own culture. There's statues in Egypt with man and woman. It's not just about sex. It's about the natural connection, divine connection that we have together to make us understand who we are. It ain't got sex is just the ultimate aspect when it comes to reproduction. But man and woman is not just about who you lay with. See, the LGBT community, the alphabet community, the problem a lot of people have with the modern one, because people was always gay in the 60s, 70s. It's not something new. They just conducted themselves in a different way. The modern one is very outlandish, very broad, very abrasive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're a man that likes men, that's what you are. You're a woman that likes women, you're not what you are. But that don't make you if you're a woman that likes women, that don't make you a man. If you're a man that likes women, that doesn't make you a woman. See, that's different. See, back in the day, there was a lot of people that was gay, but when they come outside, they would dress like men and dress like women. They just like they never tried to throw off the natural flow of things because that matters. So, like you said, look at the U.S. They said we're not going to give you aid unless you endorse this. That's a red flag right there. Anything that they're making you endorse for money is obviously something you shouldn't be doing. So if you can't take the aid from them, it's obvious that Africa will push against it, because historically the culture of Africa was always a veneration of man and woman, nature. That's who taught the planet natural phenomenon. You can't go to any other place and change their culture. Africa is trying to reconstruct it. If you don't realize, a lot of countries are trying to break away from European thought and control, regardless of what. Homosexuality was never the culture of the African. It was something that was given to us. Or is it more like, not that it didn't happen, but it was something that we put on a pedestal as a leading factor in our culture. It was like an anomaly, but it wasn't something we venerated and made the standard of culture. So Africa is going to be against that, because it always was.
I'm with you on that. It isn't the standard. And I think, to go back to what Fire was saying, the reality is it's still a minority. So, like, for example, you're talking about the sex tapes and stuff that they're releasing, frequent. The truth is, maybe you're noticing those more, but how many heterosexual sex tapes have been released in that time?
The thing is, sorry, we're social media people, so when it comes out, we know, So,
but I'm saying that the straight people are not releasing. It's just the gays that are releasing the video.
All right, listen. For the straight people being majority and the gay people being minority, if we're comparing the numbers, the gay people are winning. We're supposed to be dropping a lot. Listen, we're supposed to be dropping. No. I talk Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, I talk Ghana. How many sex tapes you see about Ghana? Oh, they say they dropped this guy in sex tape. How many?
But honestly, I don't even. Okay, I don't watch that side. So I don't
within a year, we've seen a few gay people sex tapes. Like,
but also
they're all revenge porn as well. They're not like, let's leak our tape. It's more like.
But why is it revenge? It's because of, obviously, we know it's taboo. We know it's going to be dangerous.
Even straight people do release revenge porn though. So
yeah, but
if you're gonna use a revenge porn, here,
it's even more dangerous for a gay couple, right? Or a gay.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You were saying something about the natural state, yeah, but if we can agree that in general, gay people, even in back home in Africa, whatever, are still a minority, why is the notion that it's going to become the standard? I don't think it's going to become the standard. It's still an
It's not, but they're trying to make it that way. It's think about it. You're right. It's the minority that they're pretending is a majority that's ignored, and that's the dangerous part. It's not like they're talking about a people like the black people. They're talking about a small minority and talking about them as if they're a majority that's ignored, and that's the danger.
I
Because
agree.
it's not. All of a
That's
sudden,
collective.
overnight, every film, every movie, not just does it have them, but it got us playing the roles over the top.
Crazy.
That's
crazy.
We gotta understand. See, we don't know our culture, so if we don't know our culture, we don't. If you don't know something about yourself, you can't value it. It's like right now, you might be the inheritance to some type of land that was left to you from somebody, but if no one makes you privy to that, you won't know. So we know enough about our culture to know when it's under attack. We don't know. Everybody else know about it but us. Africa is the foundation of civilization for the planet, and civilization starts with man and woman. And if you once you lose that, you lose everything. Man and woman is the proof of universal parameter.
To the extent
I'm not justifying how far they're going. I'm
because
not saying they go that far.
It's been illegal, right? But in terms of prosecution and like that's my issue comes in the criminalizing.
Get rid of it's deeper than them. It's about getting rid of European and Western thought out of the country. That's what they're trying to do. So they're starting on an extreme level because they feel like they're under extreme pressure from Europe, from America. So they pushing back on every thought that comes from these places because that's where it comes from. These thoughts to push same-sex marriages and same-sex unions and same-sex psychology and transgenderism, these come from the minds of Europe and America. Africa, a lot of countries all over the world is tired of American culture and American, not the good stuff, but the bad stuff, European interference. They're tired of it, and they're starting from the ideology. They're starting from the inside out, and with certain ideologies, they're trying to reclaim the last bastion of culture they got, because American culture is very influential, and it's not always positive. Africa history is richer than most of these places, and it always was a veneration of man and woman. It's not just about how they felt about it. That's just the culture that we come from. Like, that's just Africa. If any country will be against it, it's definitely going to be an African country. But like I said, maybe they're going overboard with the punishment. I understand that. But as far as being surprised that that's the country to take that stance, I'm really not.
And I'm with you on that. I think wherever you go, you have to be privy to the cultural customs of the place, right? And that's what I'm saying. When I'm in Pram Pram, the outfits I wear in Accra are different to what I wear in Pram Pram. Standard, right? Because I'm aware of the social context there. Like in Pram Pram, they're going to stare like I'm strange. It's strange behavior. In Accra, fair enough. And you might find that it's the same thing that's happening in terms of the LGBTQ community, that maybe in Accra, there seems to be extra, it seems to be like a massive thing, but realistically across Ghana, how big of an issue is this that you are now, let me tell you what happened when I was recently in Pram Pram. And this is one of the things that made me think, right? Went to book a hotel. My friends came from Accra, booking a hotel. They told me, 2 girls, I have to see your details to see that you are siblings or family. I said, we're not family, we're friends. Yeah, I said, we're not family, we're friends.
What hotel is that?
I'm telling you, I don't want to spoil their name.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, 100%. They said to me, no, you can't do that. Right now, it's illegal. 2 boys, 2 girls. And let me tell you what they even said that made me laugh. They're like, they are releasing videos and all these things, so we can't have that. So me and my friend went to somewhere else and we're talking to, when when you talk to them a little bit, they'll say, okay, on your behalf, then. But that made me realize, whoa, where are we? Where is the line with this? So right now, me and my friend cannot sleep in the same room, because I'm with you, Illasophical, on the sense that I think there is a lot of perversion in Western society, right? That is pushed. And like, even as a teacher, I'm very aware of it. And if I had to, like, I would say about 2 years ago, we were teaching a topic. I didn't make the content, as being lazy, quickly rushing to teach it on the day. I was looking at the slides and I'm going through the slides. I'm like, oh. I was like, wow. And after that, I went and spoke to them. I said, listen, never again will I teach this topic to children of that age, right? So I agree that that we need to be like cautious of what we permit, but at the same time, you can't say that if the basis of what we're saying is culture. Ghana is so big. Within Ghana, we have so many different customs and cultures. So that in itself isn't one. It's not like one united thing.
Yeah, but
there are so many.
None of the cultures will support
No,
that. Though.
but
That's
individuals.
because the
But
oneness in all
individuals
culture, there's a oneness in all culture, and that oneness is natural phenomenon.
Right.
So regardless of the changes,
Yeah.
like in Zulus might do something different than the Tutsus, or different tribes might have different customs, but
Yeah.
one thing they agree on is man and
Man and woman.
Yes.
And
Not
Yes.
man and man. Now.
Exactly.
But do
Yes.
they agree with a woman? Because man and woman is the majority in most cases anyway.
that's the but see that's why this thing is so dangerous, because now we get to a point where we're acting as if there's something else. There is nothing else but
Exactly.
male and female. In science, take away humans, you got a negative charge and you got a positive charge. Those two charges create an electric pulse and create an atom. It's a negative proton. It's a negative. I don't want to use the wrong word, but I think it's a neutron and a proton, negative and positive. That's the basics of life. You can't argue that. Man and woman are just that understanding personified. So the fact that we're trying to find a third leg, there is no third trans atom. It's a proton and a neutron. It's a negative charge and a positive charge. It's male and female. That's it. There is nothing else.
Oba is woman. Oba, woman. Bema or Bema, man. That's
when
it.
it comes to gender and sex and whatever, I think that's a big topic.
But that's what I'm saying. We talk so exactly. So we're making a big deal out of who someone wants to have sex with. That's not a culture. That's just a sexual. The whole movement is over one thing: a sexual preference. That's none of our business.
But it is because it's criminalized.
Because you guys don't. I'm not justifying it. What I'm telling you is maybe, just maybe, your history is richer than you realize, and maybe this concept is more radical than you realize. So we are so obsessed with our time and our philosophies and what we see in today as if it's the end all be all. The modern time is most of the most important events in history happened before we was born. We just not we are a nation, we are a world, because we got all this technology that we think we got. We got all these luxuries and these toys. So we think we elite or something. We think we better than the past. We never even came close to the achievements of ancient cultures. They way past us. It's not even close. So that it's more history than it is this new stuff. This new stuff is like a grain of sand on the beach. So how you gonna argue the grain of sand over the beach? It's just that African people in America and Africa don't really respect we don't respect history, period, like the rest of the world do. The rest of the world is about their history and their culture. Especially, I mean, I feel like Africa is more so that too. But one thing about Americans over here, we study a lot of y'all history way back past slavery and all that. This is not surprising to us. I'm surprised it's surprising to y'all, because that's not African culture. That's European culture. In Africa, into modern day, all that they talking about, remove the bow and all that. I'm paying attention to bricks and all that. They tired of that shit. They know that if you really want to get rid of Western and European influence, you got to start on every level, because once they get into your community consciousness, it's like a cancer, bro. Because if they realize that, okay, say if they didn't pass the law, right? They can bring in, because if they pass that law, that means you can't do it in no way, in movies or nothing. That prevents a lot of outside interference, because if they could come through the door of a film, they could, next thing you know, they got a policy. Next thing you know, they got they running a program in America. They all they need is a slither into your community, whether it be a commercial, whether it be a song. They just need one little mold in your political culture to throw it all off. in Ghana, like, you know what, we're gonna cut this shit at the root, because if it's illegal, that means you ain't gonna put it in. It ain't gonna be in the movies. It's not gonna be in the music. They're trying to remove it out of their culture and to raise their children up how they want to raise it, and that's what they got the right to. I'm not saying other things are not as bad, but it's a reason why that is pushed out in Africa, because that's in most cultures, because that's the foundation of the universe. It's just that in the modern time, we don't give a fuck about that. We don't care about culture. We don't care about our connection with the universe. We just religious. Ancient culture is all about the connection with man, nature, and the universe. Anything that disturbs that, they not fucking with that shit. I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's realistic to like I don't think, because it was
What's more
I'm
realistic?
with you for
A
the
man and
most part.
woman making a child, or a man and man trying to make one?
No,
What's more realistic?
for the most part, because I told you I disagree with Tide Aid. I disagree with people forcing their opinion on you, right? But that's how I feel about this LGBTQ thing. Like, the bill is forcing a view. You must conform to this, and that is my issue with it.
Because that's what they doing to them.
No,
it's in Canada right now. I was watching. There's a story in Canada. A man went to jail because his child, he had a daughter or something, or son, and they said they put him in jail because he was preventing his child from having a sex change. So there are elements in this world that are stopping people from like they're doing it. Like, would you say Ghana's doing? A lot of these organizations doing the same thing. You have to let your child learn this. You have to let them do this. So they push it.
I think that's very foul.
Fire with fire. If somebody pushing at you aggressively, you're gonna come at them with the same fervor, because that's how they coming at you. That's how they coming into these communities. You have to conform to this. If you don't accept this, you're phobic. You're scared of it. You hate us. They even say in some places they get mad if you don't want to date a trans. If you don't want to date, it's to the point where sometimes if you don't want to date a trans person, you're a phobic. That's hate to them. That's how hard they pushing it. When you can't push something this radical on ancient cultures. We just so caught up in today. China is an ancient culture. Africa is an ancient culture. These are ancient societies in the modern time. We just don't understand. They not going for that. And if you push,
I hear you. I think what my issue is, connection's gone a bit funny. Ghana, right? When I think of our issues, for example, this water, basic things. Serious issue. Deaths on roads, public funds, because once you pass the bill and it goes through and it goes through court and goes to the president and whatever, public funds are now going to be pushed towards prosecution. You can't just prosecute someone, you've got to take them through trial, they've got to do all of that process. So public funds are being pumped into this area, and I don't think it's the best use of our public funds. So I'm not saying that.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
What Shallyz trying to say is that, like, the energy they put into this, like, as far as they're going with this whole
it's not worth
all that extra stuff.
All the energy. I agree.
Right.
I agree. I don't think they should be in prison. I don't agree with the action.
That whole prosecution.
I don't agree.
I don't agree with that.
But I'm telling you, it's the reason why they're taking it that far is because of the culture. They shouldn't. They should be able to figure out another way, but we're talking about Africa, y'all.
But that is why I wasn't trying to agree with it when it comes to more like trying to base it off religion. If it's off culture, all right, cool. But then off religion should be out of window, bro. We don't have to talk about that.
We are the religion. Religion is based on African people and how they act when they're not bothered. I'm telling you.
Say that again.
You are the religion. You don't have. We are the faith. Everything is based on.
I get it, but when they talk about like religion over there, they're talking about Christianity, they're talking about Islam, stuff like that, based off like the Quran, the Bible. That's what they go by. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
yes, but I'm saying that all of that, people are going by the religion, but the religion is going by you, is what I'm saying. That's our nature and how we move when we're not tampered down with the world and others outside cultures. And we thrive from it. We never had a civilization that put this on a pedestal and thrive. That's just not what we did. If you study history of Europe, when they did all types of stuff, they was with all this type of stuff. Look how they lived. Do your homework and look how they lived and look what it turned into. and
I
and
think
look at
it
Africa
reflects.
and Timbuktu and all those ancient cultures.
You know what I think the frustration is, and like what I have is that it's the misplaced priorities. And I'll give you another example.
I
So
think,
like,
yeah, I do understand. Like, I do get you on that point.
that's
I do get you on that
I
point.
think they could be definitely putting that energy into
into
Right,
something else.
right,
exactly.
right,
It
right,
was like
Miles away,
right.
I think it
but
was,
Africa.
I think it was Muhammad. I was watching a video today, and he was like, "I'm from Assemblies of God. I disagree." I said, "Wow, okay," but then I need to see you take that firm disagreement on some of the issues that you're mentioning. So, for example, looking at the debt that Ghana is accumulating at crazy rates, let's obviously there's so many issues with that, but looking at the corruption within our leaders, that's the one I want you to say. I'm my Assemblies of God. I have a duty. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. It seems misplaced to me.
It's a
The
little
other
bit
bit I was
critical.
I don't know y'all government, but I got to roll out soon though. But I'm just to say
Right.
this: I agree with Shallyz. It's a very her point is accurate.
agree today.
They
Good
definitely
one for the book.
address other things. However, I think that you dealing with America and Europe,
And that's a
they
big threat.
find any door, like they can get into the door of entertainment and end up affecting you politically. That's how slick they is.
Yeah.
So maybe Ghana is going to extreme measures to do something that they've been trying to do for a long time. But I'm telling you, I live over here. Once they infiltrate your culture, it's a lot coming with that shit. And Ghana probably just going an extreme route of trying to stop that. But I agree with Shelly. In the grand scheme of priority,
Yeah, priority wise. Yeah.
That much energy, I agree. But based on the history of Africa, I also see why they're going so hard at it.
Oh, no, yeah, we do agree on that too. Like, based off like history, culture stuff, like we do agree on that.
And
like,
and
about now no prosecution for like you just appointing and going for like 5 or 6 years. That's
6 years.
that's a little bit extreme.
See, I gotta come over there. I gotta see what y'all dealing with over there, man. I gotta.
That's a little bit extreme. Fire. So fire. Hold on, right? Not saying prostitution is legal in Ghana, right? But do they get prosecuted like with
5 years?
So many years as what is doing right
Prostitution,
now?
You talking about for
prostitution is illegal though. Prostitution is illegal.
As I said, I know it's illegal.
But they hardly get arrested.
Penalized?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Even if this bit, hold on. Even if this bill goes successful, yeah, you still won't hear that they've arrested someone for being gay and sentenced to prison. You would never hear it. But
I think so.
My problem is fire. You see, for the
no,
rich,
trust me, they're not gonna do.
you know,
Sure.
for the rich people are going to be able
So that was
to,
the point.
right?
Control,
No,
like keep it under control, like
no,
don't
but-
violate.
but-
You know,
the rich can pay their way out in Ghana. What about those that can't? So who is the one? Who are the ones really penalized? Who are the ones that are pushing it at that high level? It's unlikely to be the poor person from some village somewhere who is already. It's going to be the rich, and those ones are the ones that are going to be least affected by this because they are the ones that can pay their way out.
Watch this. I got to roll out. But watch, if we ain't careful, watch this. What's going to happen? We going to, because African people in America and Africa are owed reparations from the European powers, whether it be England, whatever. Watch this. The LGBT community is going to get paid before us. Watch. They're going to get reparations.
Right there.
Watch.
Right.
I'm telling you.
for real.
Yo, holla at me, yo.
All right, bro.
Hit me, yo.
Bless up. Thank you very much for passing through, bro.
Y'all got to come on my channel sometime on YouTube. You heard?
Yeah. Real true. All right, bro. Bless. So,
Yeah.
Sha, may I give
To
you
be
some
honest.
example? May I give you some example?
Hello.